everyone, this is Ryan of the Fargonauts here, and I'm joined by someone who is not a Fargonaut.
No, I am not. No.
This is my good buddy, Jake Johnson here.
How are you all doing?
Jake is here tonight because he, like me, is an absolute nutcase for James Bond.
I think they actually put me in an insane asylum
Yeah?
for a good 3 years of my life.
Or was it 007 years of your life?
Double.
I apologize. I'm
We'll have a lot of those witty, stupid puns in this episode.
Yeah, we will.
Because I'm in this. Yes.
Yes.
That was good. That was good.
But now that I've seen the movie Spectre twice, I've decided this is as good a time as any to have a 007 rank down. And the only person who I could think of who deserves to rank the James Bond movies, Mr. Johnson here, because how many games of 007 seen it have we played?
We've played 83.
Holy shit.
83.
Yeah, we are obsessed with James Bond, seen it.
I think the first game was January 3rd of 2013.
2013. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a long time, and we're both completely obsessed. It might be a problem, but it's a pretty good problem to have.
It's kind of why we're single. But, ladies, that's why we're single.
Yeah, so if you're a Bond fan, hit me up. Or him. We'll give you a good time. You'll go to 00 Heaven.
That is actually my fantasy name. 00 Heaven. Take it to the bank.
So what we're going to do is rank all 24 Bond movies from worst to first. And our list will probably be different unless...
Giving justification.
Giving justifications.
For each movie.
Some of these will be controversial, but...
Yeah, and if you don't like it, go and complain on the internet. As everyone else does.
If you don't like us and you think we're stupid or moronic, leave a comment. We'd love to read.
And subscribe.
How stupid we are.
Obviously.
Yay. Number 24. I'll go ahead and start with Diamonds Are Forever. This is Sean Connery's last real Bond film. We're not going to include Never Say Never Again.
We're including only canon.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service had a really solid ending with Bond's wife getting murdered. Spoiler alert. That leaves like a great opportunity for a really solid revenge film. Bond going after Blofeld and fucking shit up and being really pissed off. And they fucked it up hardcore. It's probably the most campy Bond film there is. Definitely one of the top ones. And it was I don't mind a campy Bond film, but this was the wrong time for that. There was a really a missed opportunity, I would say.
I would agree.
So with that said, number 24, even though I do love Sean Connery, also he didn't want to be there. He didn't give a shit about this movie. Diamonds Are Forever is bottom of the barrel for me.
My number 24, Diamonds Are Forever.
No way!
Yep. Diamonds Are Forever. Same ideas as Stacy. Movie meant for revenge and just getting back at Blofeld for destroying the love of his life.
Definitely an eye-opener.
It was really a chance for Bond to just show his absolute psychosis and just absolutely destroy Blofeld. And it was missed. I mean, the whole first scene, Bond's voice isn't even matched up with his lips. You don't even see him. And the dude saying, Cairo, with, he's strangling him with the roulette table. It's not even lip synced. It's rather garbage.
Yep.
And for 1969...
71.
1969 on Her Majesty's Service.
Yep,
my bad. But yeah, it's not good. I mean, they had some redeeming qualities to it. I mean, Felix Leiter was back. Came back after, I think he was gone since Thunderball. Thunderball, he was there. Yeah. And he's been absent ever since. So they did have quality elements to the Bond film. They had Blofeld back, which was, it's a great refresher. But the story behind Blofeld, unless you see it a few times, you don't really understand what's going on. And I just think it's lost amongst most common Bond viewers. That just kind of run-of-the-mill, average, I'll see it once because of why not.
Yeah, the peasants, the common folk.
Yeah.
Of the Bond.
And then some of the stunts were really good. I just felt it just kind of lacked, and it lacked hard to the point where I just feel like it was just definitely last in my opinion.
To be clear, we both love every Bond movie. We love all of them.
better than any movie ever.
Yes.
But there's a limit.
There's got to be a worst one.
There's a limit.
So
Unfortunately, there has to be.
there has to be a bottom of the barrel, and for us, it's
Unfortunately.
Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. We
All
matched
right.
on one. Moving on.
Moving on.
Number 23. I doubt we're gonna match anymore. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna fucking hate me. Number 23 is The Man with the Golden Gun. Oof. I'm sorry. Man with the Golden Gun. The only thing I like about this movie, really, is Christopher Lee as Scaramanga. I think he's a fantastic Bond villain. I think the Bond girl is subpar as fuck. I don't know. I like the movie. Like I said, I like all the Bond movies, but Man with the Golden Gun is not one of my favorites because it doesn't feel like a Roger Moore movie. And that's not bad necessarily, but this is the right way to do it.
You have to give a little leeway because this is a second movie.
It's true.
It's a second movie.
It's true. He was trying to be Sean Connery in this movie, and that could work maybe, but it just doesn't.
I could see that.
It doesn't really work for me. I think Christopher Lee is fantastic. I think the dynamic between him and Bond is phenomenal, and that's about it for this movie for me. Sorry, Jake.
My 23rd is A View to a Kill.
Okay.
A View to a Kill. And I have 2 words to summarize why this is the second worst Bond film ever. Stacey Sutton. Garbage. Garbage. She should have stayed in that 70s show. She should have never appeared in anything ever. She is the worst blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nazi person ever. Like, Hitler would have said, no, you're out of here. You're out of here. Like, she is just the devil. Like, she's so bad. Like, easily the worst Bond girl in the canon of Bond girls, including Never Say Never Again and Casino Royale in 1961. It just, everything. She's just gross. The only redeeming quality about that would be Christopher Walken. Frankly, his talents were wasted. It was wasted. It was just the worst portrayal of a villain ever.
I agree.
And Mayday, whatever. I mean, made her mark, but nothing memorable to the point where it could be a redeeming quality. I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was light. I always love to go into these Bond films, basically with the quote of Desmond Llewellyn of, going into a Bond film, you have to just release your mind of any preconceived notions, and you have to just work with, this is a fantasy, and just get lost into the Bond world. And I love that quote, but I just couldn't quite do it because Roger Moore's on his last leg. He looked old. He looked old as shit. He was so old. He made my grandma look young.
Roger Moore even says he was too old for the part. So
yeah, way too old. And it's just,
if he says it, we gotta agree.
It was time to move on for a new Bond. I feel like Timothy Dalton could have done a much better job with that movie, much more darker and grittier. But yeah, so that was my 23rd.
Okay, number 22. The World Is Not Enough. I don't know what it is exactly for this movie for me. I can't get into it. I mean, Denise Richards sucks. Yes, granted. But I don't really exactly understand why I can't get into this movie. I watch it every time and something just doesn't click, and it's not just Denise Richards' fault. I can't really put my finger on it. It's more of a gut feeling than anything. The action's fine, and I like Pierce Brosnan, but
he's a solid number 3.
Yeah.
He's a solid cleanup batter. Number 3, number 4.
He's actually my 5th Bond.
5th.
But I like all of them. So it's tough for me. I don't really know why I'm not a huge fan of this movie. It's a gut instinct, and I just don't enjoy it as much as the others. Whenever I watch it, it just doesn't do anything for me, in particular. I can't really explain with logic.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta go with your gut.
Yep.
Just like Bond. My 22nd Bond film would be Quantum of Solace. This one was it was more of a disappointment than anything because
It's similar to Diamonds Are Forever.
it's very similar because you had such a hype with so much leading into it. I felt like they were trying to recopy Casino Royale, but they had, pardon me, they had too much camera shake. It was too much, and the story was really bad. The story of Dominic Green with his scheme to take over the water.
Bolivia.
I mean, it made sense with today's time because, water is a natural resource that we are running out of. But in Bond universe, it's whatever. I mean, you're worried about villains taking over the world, which doesn't even happen anymore, but yet Bond fans love that. And that's something that we were expecting, and it failed.
Mm-hmm.
It flopped. They tried to recapture Casino Royale, and it just didn't work. And it was just one of those things where it failed. And to me, that's like the worst thing. Just that huge hype, just being diminished.
Couldn't live up to it.
No, it really couldn't. And Lord knows it tried.
Did. All right, number 21. A View to a Kill. Walken was wasted. Roger Moore was too old. Stacey Sutton was probably the worst Bond girl ever. The one thing I do really love about this movie is the music. The theme song.
Well, that's top 3.
Duran Duran
Top
fucking
3.
nailed it.
Top 3 Bond films.
Throughout the whole thing,
songs.
agreed. Throughout the whole film, the action, they brought in that music, especially in like the Golden Gate Bridge fight scene. It was just like, oh, that's so good. If only this movie was better. But the music, on point, and that's why I ranked it higher than it probably should be.
I will say, one bit of music that I couldn't stand, and which is why it was ranked down so low, was a contributing factor, was the Beach Boys. When he was skiing across in the very beginning.
Beach
It's
Boys.
a beautiful scene. Beautiful scene overall. One of the top 10.
It's a good
Top
it's a
10
good
intro
opener.
scenes to Bond. But it was so ruined because of that stupid Beach Boys scene when he's surfing across the water.
Agreed.
When the other villains are skiing across and they fall. And yeah, that was, it just ruined everything.
That's true.
It ruined the whole, I'm so excited. What's going on?
I agree. But Duran Duran, you made A View to a Kill higher than it should be. Good job.
My number 21, For Your Eyes Only.
Okay.
I ranked this one because Bond was, he was getting near his end. Roger Moore is getting near his career for Bond, and I wasn't encaptured with the whole. I mean, I liked Luigi. I liked the whole Dove thing. Even the thing with Q and the, the mammogram thing where he's like checking out his eyes and making sure like he can figure out what he looks like. Like that's cool. That's whatever. But I couldn't get behind the blonde girl, and her name is BB. There we go, BB. And she sucked, and I just didn't like the Bond girl. I thought she was kind of flat. I thought that she just kind of strolled in and said, "Hey, can I have this job?" And they were like, "Do you have any credentials?" And they're like, she's like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, let's put you in as Bond. Let's put you in as Bond, Melina Havelock." And I just thought it was, I don't know. I mean, I loved the car chase scene where he says, "Lovely day in a country, lovely day for a ride in a country." I thought that was great, but I don't know. I just overall didn't find this to be a great Bond movie. I mean, she's motivated by revenge, which Bond usually is, but there's not a lot content in there. And they have everything for a Bond film. They have underwater, they have flight scenes, they have underwater. I mean, they have everything, mountain scenes. But it just, for some reason, it didn't click. Sort of like yours, it just didn't sit right in my stomach.
That's fair.
And that's why I had to rate it as 21.